Guys, welcome back here to the Cyber Entertainment Agency with Tyresh and Vansilli. Thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been about 30 minutes until we actually got a match going, and there's a bit of server issues to start things off, but everything is fine and dandy as we're actually hopping inside the server. The knife round is already finished, and Cleanup Squad is versus Calgary Connection is what we're casting tonight, and the best out of one, so we're in the lower brackets now, Tyresh.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen either of these teams play ever in my life, so this is going to be all new learning on the fly for me, that's for sure.
At least if you guys are unfamiliar with what's going on right now in the lower brackets, it's at least a best out of one right now for the Esports World Cup Canadian Qualifier. Another big interesting news right now as well is we just found out that Tempo Storm is actually not going to make it to Montreal for the LAN Finals or the LAN Qualifier, the Canadian LAN Finals. So that means that it's going to be the top three, actually, that make it through the bracket that have a chance to go to Montreal and do the four-man bracket with Ace Gaming waiting for them there. And winner of that will make it to the Esports World Cup Championship World Finals. I know I said a few words there, and that's not the official title, but you guys know what I mean. But we're about to go live here on this map. It's going to be on Mirage. It is a best out of one, though, in this lower bracket. So they knife our sides. It's going to be Cleanup Squad composed of Synthetic, Kangarang, Reed, Terra Natural, and Juby Jube on the CT side. And for the terrorist team of Calgary Connection, we have Hio Sungi, Evolution, Ong, 6, and DZM.
Beautiful. It looks like, what's this guy? Evolution got caught with a bad grenade, a lucky grenade there as he went to peek at the bottom of the corner of the smoke. With 17 HP, not looking too hot. They push into the A site. They're going to have the numbers here. Hopefully they're going to be able to stick the take and hold the site and take this round for them.
Now it's a trade-off. It's a 3 versus 2 situation. Reed and Juby Jube, the last two remaining, now making it clear here for Juby Jube on that retake, getting 2 kills of his own. But he's about to fall down. Finally, Reed comes out to try to support him, but it's a 2 versus 1. He has to win this fight versus a Tech 9. Runs out of bullets in a 1 versus 1. Still plenty of time to work with. They're all whiffing shots here for Reed, but the Tech 9 is just a little bit more accurate on that spam, and Ong is going to get that pistol round for Calgary Connection.
Yeah, cleanup getting cleaned up there, that's for sure. I'm interested to, I really am actually interested to see these two lower bracket teams try to step up to the plate and reestablish their place in this tournament. It's going to be definitely tense on both sides here. Looks like the T's are spreading across the map here, looking probably to find a weakness in the CT's defense. Kind of smart, probably also looking for a pick here because the CTs are most likely going to try to push and get those pistols up close and personal.
Indeed, they're at the A ramp right now. 6 is about to spot the first one. He was trying to get the advantage speed around Kangarang with that CZ, fast, rapid fire, but he got aim punched by the submachine gun there of 6 moving up. So just like that, 2 of them make that 3 as they're plowing up the connector now for Calgary Connection. One more on the balcony, spot it, didn't have a chance to react, and that's already now a 5v1. And this is actually starting quite well for Calgary Connection because a few of the guys in the chat earlier on were saying, well, didn't these guys get wrecked in 2 maps here, like 16-4 and like 16-2? Well, so far it's one more round coming in here for Calgary Connection, and they're going to prove those people wrong so far.
Yeah, nice. No one died there in that last round, which is definitely going to look good on their economy, not having to buy up or drop any guns this round. Hopefully they can do it again and just be sitting on top of the economy for the rest of the game. They should be able to. They made that last round look so easy. I can't see them having a problem with this one either. Looks like the CTs are stacking B, though. Not sure if this is going to work in their favor or not, because as 66 works his way into A site, he's learning that there is no one there to contest him.
Well, they got to play it slow first, so it's a gamble on the CT side. They wanted to expect maybe some sort of push to happen towards the hallway, but after they hear a few nades being lobbed first, and after a minute as well of not hearing a single footstep, they're expecting that A now. So it's the retake play for the CT side.
And so far working in their favor as they're able to make that trade, but getting killed right back. Synthetic B taken out by Long, and Evolution getting another kill here, making it 4 versus 3. They have the advantage. Low health, pushing through window. Not a smart play, but you know what? I mean, you have low health. You're just trying to get in there and just do as much damage as you can.
Last one to go is going to be towards CT spawn. He does get the headshot. He's being hunted down. He's trying to save this AK for his dear life, but he's going to get fight there from the vents, and that's going to be 3 unanswered rounds. A nice attempt there. Still getting 2 kills on a retake so far for a cleanup crew, which is not so bad. They're going to force at least a drop or at least force 2 buys on the T side, which gives them a chance right now to even up the economy should they win this round. But for them on their side, if you're looking at it, after 3 rounds, getting a total of 6 kills, you do not have enough economy there for an AWP for this round, which still gives the advantage for the T side to take control of middle.
And that's exactly what looks like is about to happen here. Is Long makes his way up mid with his evolution on the up. They're able to take full mid control here. They've got Hayu Sujini. How do you pronounce that name?
I don't know. Hayu Sungi?
Hayu Sungi? All right, fine. Hayu Sungi coming up, not able to make the trade there. Also getting hit for 50% health, as it's an even trade. No one's really got the advantage here yet. Excited with the fact that the T's have full mid control at this point.
There's been so much silver plays in terms of smoke throws in the match that we've casted today on Mirage. This time he was just under the window, but yet couldn't still land the smoke inside that area. At least they're able to get the entries into the A bomb site. One more remaining just under the balcony. It's going to be Synthetic. Gets the first one, lines up the second one, trying to go for a trip kill. Dinks him to 44, but it's going to be a 2 versus 2. A great hold so far, at least, from whoever that was, number 1, Synthetic B, holding down towards under that balcony. Now, just like that, it's a 1 versus 1, and they have the exact same amount of health. But he still is going to get the headshot before actually the nade blew up. So it's going to be 4-0 here in favor of Calgary Connection.
If you didn't say that, I would have just thought that that guy blew up there because that nade was landed right at his feet. But beautiful shot on his part and DZM's part. That was a 2 versus 1. He had low health. It wasn't looking too favorable, but he was able to step it up and take out those 2 last CT.
Setting up now are the terrorist team to get ready to work towards this A bomb side. They're going to have set smokes, and I think they're going to try to execute this quite fast, unless... Yeah, check that out. There was a smoke, I think, that would happen towards the entrance. Yeah, smoke towards the entrance of the A ramp, which prevented them from executing that fast. Meanwhile, though, Synthetic B was trying to push aggressively inside the hall, and this is going to be the call for them now to move inside this A bomb site. Terra Natural waiting there with the 5-7 is able to get the first headshot, but quickly traded out by DZM. Already on a rotation, though. We got 2 guys at the staircase. One with the CZ and one with the 5-7. That's Juby Jube that eats an 8 down to 49 HP. Bomb is planted at the default spot. They spot him right now, and he gets a nice shot still, putting down his opponent low. And Kangarang's going to be able to get that kill long range and trying to go for a second one here, sorry, but to no avail, as now it's 5 unanswered rounds, and these guys are running away with the economy here so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely looking like Calgary Connection is favorable over this match, even though they've been 16-0. You know, maybe they took a breath, they've had a huddle, they've talked over everything they're doing wrong, and now they're doing it all right. And it's definitely in their favor because 5-0 T side and money on their favor. It's going to look like maybe they might get the clean sweep this time.
Good round coming through here for Cleanup Squad. Again, they cannot afford an AWP for the second time in the second full gun round for both teams. But at least Terra Natural was able to get the first opening frag by pushing up on Catwalk. If he died, he actually did have support from Juby Jube just behind him to be able to go for a trip up at mid. But as he takes the first one down, doesn't know that there was 2 more that was heading towards that middle, so they're not going to try. Oh yeah, okay, so Kangarang, you just heard it in game there. He's going to say 1 top mid, so he's playing towards window, but Ong is playing with the op towards the playmaker at mid, evens it up on the 4-4, but now Kangarang knows that they're going to need support up towards that middle area as he runs back towards jungle. 66 was just right there at the palace, so Synthetic should have maybe played an angle to be able to help him out. He's playing towards Firebox inside the site. I don't even think they'll check it, so this is going to be a big advantage for him. He lines up the first one, gets the first kill, looks back towards the site, puts him down so low, but 66 stays alive with 13 HP. Terra Natural playing it back here towards that catwalk, draws the bomb here. 2 versus 2 situation. Both of them right now on the Terra side so low against Reed and Terra Natural, setting up the crossfire. Well, not really a crossfire. They're actually fighting from behind and from CT spawn. And that's going to be Reed lighting both of them up, while Terra Natural actually had the angle and not the crossfire to watch that bomb. So it's going to be now 5-1 with finally Cleanup Crew, or the Cleanup Squad, sorry, putting something together here on CT.
Yeah, if Synthetic actually held that a little longer and been a little bit more patient, I feel they would have had one more body up on the CTs and not been hurt so much economy-wise this first win round. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with what he did. He was able to do enough damage and get give the end of the round to Reed to clean up, literally giving them to their name.
So a full ground round still coming in though for the terrorist team. One in the hands of 66. It's a Galil. So they're hurting on the money here. If they actually lose this one, we might see a save for sure. But they still get the opening kill to clear out the A bomb site. There's still one at the staircase though. It's Kangarang. Only able to drop down one. So the site is open. Synthetic is finally on rotation with the op. Gets the first one down from jungle, but the trades still keep coming through simultaneously, and they're always at a one-man disadvantage for this round so far for the cleanup crew. A little bit of a mistag there and miscommunication, as now they both give each other's position away, but they're still looking towards the CT spawn. 66 at least able to go long range with the Galil, dropping it to a 2 versus 1, and he picks up a hat trick for this round, and it was an actually easy round for 66 right there.
Yeah, you saw how crucial that smoke on top of A stairs there and the cut across for connector and jungle were so crucial for taking A site so easily. It wasn't until the smokes cleared out that the CTs were even able to contest, really, except for the fact that they got lucky and one tried to push the smoke where there was a crack, unfortunately for the terrorists, but they were able to set up a nice crossfire there and take the round.
Save round coming in here for the cleanup squad. They're actually going to bang for a stack at the A site this time as Kangarang speaks through, but does not connect any of the shots, and he himself is down to 57, forced to fall back with his team as one is still once again creeping out towards this hallway. It's always going to be 66, so they have to watch out for that. Kangarang cannot leave himself exposed. Meanwhile, they are taking over this middle area for the T side, but a gun is picked up now as Synthetic B picks up the kill with a P250 headshot onto DXN. Now 66 is making so much noise. This nade is going to be just a little bit too far up front. So now on top of the balcony, he decides to stay back. Going to try to bait it out as they're going to wait towards the A bomb site, and the bomb is making his way towards B. Meanwhile, though, we still have Yosungi that creep through towards the B bomb site and heading towards the CT spawn from the flank. And they still decide to get the bomb towards the A bomb site because, of course, they're having a big pinch coming through. But I don't know if this was the right call, as he should have just went straight out to B. Now they're actually losing gun after gun, and it's a 2 versus 2 situation, and the bomb is yet to be planted. And finally, they clear it out, but to the mistake of actually 3 guys falling down, Synthetic with an AK-47, the bomb's still down, 24 seconds left on the clock. He sees the first guy, he puts it on a 1 versus 1 situation, 20 seconds left, as finally Evolution peeks out to actually end the round with 4 kills, but at the end of the day, like I said, for them to try to still go towards the A bomb site, knowing that there was a stack in there, they actually almost lost the round.
Yeah, that was really sloppy. I'm not sure if the communications were on par with that. Hayosangi having full B control there, you know, the bomb already on its way B. They should have just hung tight and then had those 2 guys that were set up in A, set up for that rotate that would have occurred when they got that bomb down and had that flank right against them. Calling it way too close.
Now it looks like we have the terrorist team trying to come out now. Towards this A bomb site still. It's going to be another gun round, of course, as they actually went on a save on a CT side before. But again, 3rd time in a row in a full gun round. They cannot have an AWP on the CT side. On top of that, they only have a FAMAS and no kits across the board for the CT side. And they're getting overrun because they don't really have nades to counter as well. There's really only Reed inside the kitchen area of the B hulls. Ball now planted. He's going to have to wait for his team, but at this point, nah, he's going to get spotted now. Ong is jumping on the white van, sees him, nades him, that's going to land just behind him, so that's not going to hurt him at all. But Reed is still waiting for the rotation of his team, and finally they're coming towards that market. And also towards the window side, one still waiting towards mid. He gets picked off as he's lurking around. Now it's a 2 versus 2 situation, as it's going to be 66 and DZM going to try to hold it down inside the B bomb site. The crossfire set up from catwalk and from the site, and they both take him down, the last remaining members of the cleanup squad. And a good hold there for Calgary Connection, and just as who was that I was calling before that's holding inside the B halls? I think it was Reed, yeah. Reed inside the B halls was just playing it a little bit too passively. I mean, Ong knew he was there, so just make a lot of noise and try to fight it so to prevent the T's from actually looking back at the other angles instead and keep them looking at 3 angles on a rotation instead of just 2 because Reed was not doing anything.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy plays on both teams here. It just seems that the Calgary Connection a little bit more comfortable, a little bit better with their aim and their shots. Because if you see, they're being really aggressive. They get those bomb sites and then they just move around way too much. They can't get comfortable anywhere. Same with the CTs. They're always constantly moving. They can't find a spot where they feel comfortable. And if it wasn't for the better shots on the Calgary Connection, I think this could have gone either way. And not in a good way.
Now Catwalk's being pushed up here with Juby Jube on a save round, as they're slowly going to get dispatched now. Almost a flawless victory coming through, as Evolution's the only one that fell, but Kanga right now at Tetris, spotted by 66 with the CZs, able to take the kill, but quickly flanked by Hyosungi from T-Spawn. And now it's going to be 9-1, as Calgary Connection is playing this T side actually very, very well on such a CT-sided map. And Juby Jube's trying something different now, going with an AUG.
Yeah, you know what? It's even being like looking uncomfortable. They're definitely playing this map well. They're getting those smokes down in the crucial spots, and that is definitely making the change for them. Like, that is the biggest part of them. They're able to smoke off those crucial spots like A stairs and connector, as well as CT stairs, and just take over these sites without even much of a contest.
So with this AUG, he's looking up towards that connector side. While the terrorist team are kind of split up here, they have one on an underpass. He's going to try to open it up, lurking around, and it's going to be Ong this time lurking, while the rest of them are trying to take over this A-bomb site. It's all thanks to 66 again, coming out from that balcony, and is always the one that's opened up that site. But at least Kangaroo playing from the staircase here at connector is going to be able to line up two of his own. Now it's a 3 versus 3 situation, and they're kind of even in terms of health, except for Hyosungi, so the slight advantage comes in for the CT side, but they still manage to get a bomb plan down, knowing that it's attacking towards that A-bomb site, and Juby Jube just stayed towards Catwalk the whole time, so maybe he's just waiting for his team to move together inside this A-bomb site, as Hyosungi is watching that flank towards the CT spawn, or the rotation towards the CT spawn. You have and then actually, it's Evolution watching the spawn. Hyosungi's inside sandwich, sorry about that. And they managed to simultaneously kill Juby Jube and Kangarang, and just like that, it's a flawless hold right now for T-side post-plant.
Yeah, that beginning of that hold of the bomb site, I was just watching the map and just watching them. They couldn't figure out where they wanted to play that map, but they had all the time in the world as the CTs took their sweet time trying to actually retake the bomb site.
10-1 is our score. Another 5 rounds in a row won here for the terrorist team, and that puts the bonus money in the hands of the counter-terrorist team, who are actually going on a force buy with a broken buy, 2 P90s, 157. But with the way that the terrorist team have been playing this so far, if they play it close and keep spamming, especially trying to take that fight into the hallway against Ong. There you go. Finally, they are able to take him down. They pick up a knob on top of that, and that is the bomb down. They're rotating across from the connector side, and Hyosungi is going to pick up Terra Natural. At least Terra Natural could say, all right, there's at least 3 guys here towards connector. Pinch in, win this one, play towards the palace, and hold that bomb. It's going to be synthetic. It's going to be able to get the op shot there from that palace. Oh, misses that underthrow. As he's trying to land that a little bit further so he could try to get a pick towards staircase. Meanwhile, Juby Jube playing on the connector was picked off. And just like that, it's a 2 versus 2, but again, they still have the bomb in hand. It's in the smoke right now. That's why you see them spamming a lot. And as it's going to clear down slowly, they're going to leave Kangarang by himself to watch this. There's that flash. He's fully blinded, and he's going to get taken down. Meanwhile, his teammate fell back as well to watch that flank. They should have just played it together. And just like that, misses the no-scope, and Hyosungi with DZM working together through the entrance of Palace to retake the bomb. And no need of a plant, they get the kills.
Not sure keeping that up in the palace there was such a good idea. As soon as his teammate went down, he probably should have bailed out of there, knowing that they were both coming at him like that. Close quarters op battle, especially in palace, not the easiest play. Not the easiest play at all. If he wanted to contest the actual bomb site and go after them, I would have actually taken that probably from A ramp and got a little distance on him.
All right, so the save round coming in from the CT side. They're They're actually going for a quick push towards the A ramp to start things off. They saw nothing, so they know it's towards B. So they have two big flankers inside the B halls coming in from T-spawn. One guy's going to be watching the flank. He's going to hear him. No, he's not. He turns around, gets executed from behind from Terra Natural, and now they're setting up on the T side, pulls plant. But the CT's already so close. Two in the market, one inside catwalk, and two towards the B halls. But at least there's some support coming in from the terrorist team to help out Ong. They dropped the first. Reed is down to 19 HP. After eating that nade, he's waiting around the corner and then stays out in the open for Ong to get the kill. And now it is 12-1 with Calgary Connection really not done with this game.
That was definitely a really sloppy retake on cleanup's part. I guess it was just no communication going on as they just went in one by one by one. They had a huge flank. They had all sides covered. They could have easily taken it had they worked together there. I'm guessing this is just my guess is Calgary Connection, how aggressive they are and how well their shots are going and how sloppy cleanup's retakes are. I'm thinking next half is just going to go pretty quick.
Yeah, especially that, like I said, that it's being a CT-sided map, depending if they're just going to go for the waterfall, strat towards the B holes, which might give them some sort of chances of survivability for the round. But so far, it's traded out as Ong gets the upper hand for the team, getting the op shot through the window. They're taking over the A side. Hyosungi and Evolution going to work there, and just like that, there's only one more remaining. And Hyosungi's like, why are you in my way? Let me just TK you so I can try to get this guy up on catwalk. Reed's the last man standing, and now he's just going to actually still go for it, which is surprising.
Yeah, friendly fire is confirmed on, so I'm guessing they're not going to be shooting at each other much more. Yeah, it looks like he is going to go for this play. 3 versus 1. It's a bit risky, too, unless he's just going to try to get in place here in a cubby for an exit. No, it does actually look like he's going to contest and go for this. Reed getting a trade, Evolution going down, making it 2 versus 1, a little bit easier. Low health on Hyosungi. He's probably going to try to be passive, able to take it out. Very, very brave play by Hyosungi, but they got the rounds to be brave, and it definitely paid off. With low HP, able to catch him off, or Reed off guard. Being 4-13 and as Reed, looking very uncomfortable this half. I don't think that was the smartest play, although they are able to get full guns in our.
So last round of the first half, and they're going for a scout. This is all they could afford in terms of a scope here to try to take control of the mid. At least he gets a tag up to 66, but he's going to see 3 guys up at mid, and they're pushing up quick, should I say. 2 mollies inside the window. Synthetic's able to get the frag, though, onto the connector to support his teammate, Kangarang, after the initial body shot onto 66. So this is actually huge right now for the cleanup squad to start things off, so we're on the CT side in the last round.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for an A and mid control here on the CT side. Not sure if it's going to work out. They only have a scout, the M4 playing passive, just kind of watching his flank. Although they have made the advantage 5 versus 4, you know. Who that's sitting at low health? It's 66 sitting at low health, so it's kind of like a 5v3 in a sense, as 66 isn't going to be able to do much unless he's able to get the shot off first and catch somebody off guard.
Still this 1 minute advantage as things have kind of calmed down, but finally they're starting to pick up the pace. Ong gets the op kill to even it up, and as they're trying to make it up the staircase, it's a 1-for-1. They're about to get flanked through the window room, though, but Evolution's watching around the corner. The CZ, it's just finally there with help from Terra Natural. That last bullet was missed, but Terra Natural was there to pick it up. Now they drop the bomb here. He picks up the AK. It's a 2 versus 1 situation in favor of the counter-terrorist team, sorry. DZM trying to move up with the AK, spots one inside jungle, doesn't know the other one's at the connector, gets picked off, and finally the put a point on the scoreboard as good has now exchange. 13-2 is our score in favor of Calgary Connection, as we're going to wait for them to ready up for the second half.
It's funny that they waited till the last round there to finally use Crossfire. If they would only been playing like that and setting up those nice little tight Crossfire setups earlier in the map, they might have held more round. But they often went off by themselves, really pushy, and not able to find spots that they were comfortable sitting. Looks like they're not confident in each other as a team is what that kind of pans out to me.
All right, so just waiting for one more to ready up here. This is the Canadian qualifier for ESWC, the Esports World Cup. I'm Vince, along with me is Tyrish. Bring you guys the action tonight here on the Cyber Entertainment, agency up at twitch.tv/. CEA. Big shout out as well to Alban, who's also watching the stream and doing the great camera work right now on the stream for you guys to watch. That being said, if you guys are just joined in, these guys are playing for a chance to make it to the World Finals here in Montreal. That's going to be happening from July 7th to the 10th? Question mark? But
big question mark.
First, basically the end of the first week of July is when it starts throughout the weekend. I actually, you know what? 10th, 9th, I think it's the 8th to the 11th, because I'm actually going there on Friday evening, sorry, and that is the 10th.
Time's the charm in that case.
Yeah, exactly. So then now it's going to be the last one rating up. So these guys are actually playing it for it. And just to give you guys a quick update, is that Temple Storm actually couldn't make it to the Canadian LAN finals. So the top 3 seed will actually have a chance to go to Comic-Con in Montreal, where they could compete with Ace Gaming against each other in a 4-man bracket to see who advances and who will represent Canada at the Esports World Cup, with other top teams that are going to be there, such as NIP, Titan, Keatstars, Liquid, Cloud9, and a bunch more.
That'd be pretty exciting to meet NIP. I mean, I love them. I love their play style. I watch their LAN house videos online. I would love to meet those guys. They seem really fun and really down to earth.
Yeah, they are. Get Right's a pretty good buddy of mine, and every time we get to an event together, he's the chillest guy to hang out with outside of gaming events. Nonetheless, though, I think the pistol round is live. It still says not ready for DZM, but I saw the live on 3 happen, so this is happening live on the second half. The bomb is planted, and this is looking good in the advantage of the cleanup crew. It's a 4, make that 4 versus 1, sorry, and they're hunting him down with the Tech 9s that are just too strong when you're being chased down there. And now they stay alive, cleanup squad.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm just watching. I was on On's spectate there, and it was almost like he forgot how to shoot there. That was weird. He just couldn't get his crosshair placement right, and he was taken out almost instantly. Hopefully, they're able to pull it back here on the second round and catch them off guard with this 5-7 and P250 combo.
So the save round coming through for the CT side, but they only have one guy push aggressively. That's going to be DZM. So lucky there, and I think he's going to try to flank towards B, and if he does so, he's going to get so much information right now. But they're still all spread out across the map, so it has to come down to DZM. They're still not looking at him. This could be big for him. He's going to see them all set up. There's that bomb. Guys, rotate now, rotate now. You can see from that mini-map, they're all getting ready to rotate across, but CC6 is not able to hold it long enough. But DZM's already on that flank, trying to get down the bomb carrier. He's down to 73 HP and finally does get the kill. Now they're just going to have to try to get the other kills as the terrorist team are scrambling to come back to pick up the bomb, but they still had that lurker, Synthetic, or initially getting that kill towards middle, came back up towards that underpass staircase, flanked it from behind, and just like that, it's a 4 versus 1 with Hyosungi, the last man standing.
And now we have a triple flank going on as Synthetic was able to flank DZM, and now Hyosungi going up for that flank. No, actually he's going to turn around. Looks like you can hear the guys running up above him on Cat. He's going to try to just take one of them out, steal their gun, and save it for next round. Help out the economy just a little bit more.
One's dropping inside the winter room. He does get a slight tag there, but not enough for a headshot coming through. And now it's going to be 2 unanswered rounds for the cleanout squad, slowly inching their way back into this game.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything this round. You know, they're probably going to get it. It's going to be 13-5, but I'm almost confident that's as far as it goes. I'm thinking 16-5 for the end of this match, as they do have the advantage in the aim category and the comfort on this map. It looks like, referring to a Calgary connection. I mean, not much you can do there though.
Yeah, DCM is trying to look for some information again on the top. So this time they actually did have one to watch that middle area just in case. And that's $600 extra there for the one that got the kill, which is going to be Kangarang.
It sounds like a Skrillex song. Kangarang. Really slow, really passive, just working picks, which I'm surprised since they've got the rifles and the guns. But I mean, the worst thing you can do is just run into an ambush, right? So they're just going to try to keep the distance and work those picks off, and they're doing a great job at that. As Kangarang able to take off 2 quick picks here, making their way up through connector, able to catch Hyosungi off guard. Hyosungi had the bomb, but not able to keep it. 3 versus 1, 66, sneaking his way up through window, maybe able to catch a kill here off guard on Jube, but nope, can't keep the crosshair on him and getting instantly traded. That I hope that is, well, I think that's going to be the end of the kill streak for cleanup crew, and you're going to get guns in the hand. This could definitely be the telltale as they get guns on the Calgary connection, hopefully able to make connections with those rifles that they bought.
So 3 rounds saved up here for the Calgary connection. They're going to be able to have enough for the AWP, so a little bit different than what Clean Out Squad had on the CT side. They actually did have enough for an AWP to... I think he's upping towards that middle. Yeah, indeed. He's at that window room. You heard an op shot to start things off, and lucky for him, which is synthetic, that Hyo-Sung actually missed that shot because he peeked with the bomb. And that's not a good thing to do there to start the round off. He's going to drop it off for his teammate. The rest of the guys are going to try to look back towards the B side, and he went for the little old trait there, the swag weapon drop to fake a flash, and then he tried to peek out, but never really went for a shot. Why would you do that? Now he never picked up the gun, so he's only with an op. He doesn't even have a secondary weapon anymore. Questionable.
Yeah, very questionable. I didn't actually see that play go down. I'm looking at the map here, trying to see where they're setting up. It looks like they're going for a B take. The CT's favoring the A side, although Ong rotating over to B as smoke comes off, and that's definitely going to work out in their favor. They're going to have 3B, hopefully probably able to fully wipe out the T's as they try to push through the smoke here in a part.
At least DZM and 66 are able to hold it down just for a bit. They're finally going to be able to get 1 kill and still trying to clear out the site, but they can't. Ong is still in there and still holding strong. Meanwhile, they're holding middle with Hyo-Sung that finally wins that off battle against Synthetic B. And then Ong sweeps up the last one inside the B halls from the white van. And that's going to be finally the round coming in for Calgary Connection. Still a good situation in terms of money for the cleanup squad to be able to buy full guns. And at this point, though, this is going to be a crucial round for them. They lose this one here, they're going to be broke. And not only that, Calgary Connection is going to be at game point situation. And, you know, the action's going to be going down so much that they're actually calling out for cop backup here outside my condo.
I was going to say, like, Van, are you in trouble there? Do you need some help, bud?
Yeah. I think I'm good for now. I think I'm good.
Yeah, you're like GTA, you're in your safe house, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. Just hold out a little longer until at least this stream is over, and then you can go do whatever you want.
So now it's 5 versus 5. They're setting up here for nades inside the A bomb site, and it's going to be Reed setting up for that jungle smoke first, and there's going to be the smoke for the CT spawn, of course. But Evolution's waiting at the bottom of the staircase at the A ramp, and they never expected that. He gets 2 kills, and finally Kangaroo sweeps it up. Now they're coming out, sweeping down towards that palace side. 2 guys leak it through, and one of them falls down and gets stopped there by Ong. Kangaroo running through from the sandwich, but Ong with another kill. And last man standing at least gets the bomb plan. Keeps it alive for the next round should he lose this one, and indeed he will, from a great hold by Ong and a great push by Evolution to start things off in that round. It's going to be 15-5 with the final game point situation, for Calgary Connection. But that $800 extra right now for every player is going to be given him a chance to go with AK 4 spies for 3 of them and Galils for others.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a test of the cleanup crew's skills and patience, and as well as long game, because they are going to have a long game ahead of them if they want to come back to tie this and have any chance at surviving in this tournament. So they're going to have to get their game faces on, put on the sweatbands, because the heat is cranking up on their end.
So let's see how this finishes off, or if it actually will continue as the CT side are holding a default spot now. DZM is playing towards that catwalk. He hears a lot of spray happening towards that underpass, and it was Hyo-Sung that was trying to get an early pick there, but Terra Natural was waiting for him and gets the kill at the staircase of the underpass, trying to go for that surprise to no avail. And they're still going to try to execute towards this B bomb site. You're going to have one reaching out towards that catwalk, and Evolution's actually going to let him pass. This is going to be huge right now for the terrorist team to take over the B bomb site. Kangaroo with the entry frag onto DZM, onto catwalk to make it into the B bomb site, and 66 has to hold up huge. He gets the first kill, still hiding inside the smoke. That Mark 10 actually does not do enough damage to him. He gets a second one, but finally Reeds comes in with a Mark 10 to kill him. And now Ong's the last man standing. If anybody else that can clutch this, it could be him. He draws the bomb here. It's a 1 versus 1. Terra Natural has no HP, while Ong has full HP and 2 flashes, and so does Terra Natural. He has to use these flashes to his advantage. Speaking about Terra Natural, indeed he does. Throws the first one, fully blinds Ong, so he could step out. He's inside the site now. And 24 seconds left on the clock. He has to act quick. He's got to see it towards the market. And they're both going to peek at each other. 18 seconds left on the clock. Ong is playing that timer, playing it great. He knows that the bomb is down right in front of him inside the B bomb site. As soon as he hears a few buttons being mashed, he's going to run out. And there you go. And it's a fake plant. He's going to reach out right now, but Terra Natural was looking at the wrong angle. That was so close. But Calgary Connection is going to win that one with Ong clutching that 2 versus 1. And 16-5 is our final score, as unfortunately, this is the end of the run for the cleanup squad.
Yep, cleanup squad getting cleaned out that match. Calgary Connection looking like they completely turned themselves around this tournament. Hopefully they're able to keep up that momentum, though, as they progress throughout the tournament, because that was it wasn't the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but you know what? They held it together and they were able to make crucial picks and hold on to that. Just hold on to that momentum. They picked it up and they just kept pushing.
Well, guys, I think this is going to conclude for our broadcast for tonight. So do you have any final thoughts or final words here, Tyrish?
Not other than I'm excited to be here. You know, it's an awesome opportunity, especially casting alongside you. I had the opportunity to cast first alongside you, which was amazing, and really I think that helped me out a lot. It's a lot different though, not being at LAN and being at my own house here. It's a little different, but this tournament is going to be amazing. I'm excited to see these guys progress and to see if they can actually keep up the momentum and turn this around for themselves.
Awesome, man. Well, good job to you. And also a big shout out and good job to Alban, who's been running their stream for us and the camera work. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be resuming maybe tomorrow, as I'm unavailable, but we're still going to try to figure it out. If not, at least Thursday at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll continue the coverage here for the ESWC World Cup. Yeah, ES World Cup, right? ESWC Canadian Qualifier online here as we see who will move on in Montreal to play with Ace Gaming to represent Canada in the World Finals. So stay tuned, stick around, give us a follow them as well. If you haven't hit that follow button at the bottom of the window, please feel free to do so. So at least you'll know when the next time we're going to go on air. So until then, have a good night, guys.